So welcome back. Let's continue our automate our own job away because too boring. Linux package updates. We already automated quite a great deal out of that, but there was more stuff we had to do for quite some months. And as we've seen yesterday and for decades already, we need to automate early and move to more interesting stuff. So what I want to do today, so I noticed two things. I mean, first we said we want to auto delete patches. We renamed quite some patches for that. Actually, we could check here's also this. Well, this is still a thing. Crazy stuff, cargo. That is really crazy. Actually, let's continue that. That is a new regression. Speaking about regression, super crazy. If you hack this stuff to cross-compile and then it doesn't do next month anymore. It looks like maybe some, I wonder if this is bin-utils. We had this crazy bin-utils PowerPC regression as well. Let's see if more stuff builds. What I quickly wanted, always quickly, and then 2 minutes later, I quickly wanted to check if there are some more patches to rename. Also, do I have, no, let's first, all patches and then filter out Hotfix, what is left, and then let's grab for Python because okay there are okay this is Python actually what it's a skip x apm patch. Interesting. Why is this? Oh, wait a second. This is not okay. Here's Python. I looked at the wrong thing. So yeah, not really that. I was wondering if we should rename also. But as you see, there are not that many not hotfix patches left. Oh, okay, not that many. Only 700. Maybe I should go through that another day and see if we. Clearly, there's GNU lib. Not that important. So. But we renamed really many for data to auto delete. So another easy thing is also that I prepared this here yesterday already. I think I prepared that some months ago, but I'm not sure if I made a note about that. Or do I have to do here? Apparently not. So this is our data. I also wonder if I should train a real AI. I mean, I just make obviously fun out of AI stuff. Often dialogue scripted in dialogue systems easier, more efficient, and more reproducible and stuff. I prepared this yesterday a little bit. So basically, what we want to do is check whether building a package resulted in failed patch. I wonder if we probably want to factor that out a little bit here. And the second thing is we built, which was that, so testing is a little bit of a challenge. We also need to structure the shellcode a little bit better. But yeah, we do this in low-tech shellcode because it is just so easy to write. If we do this in other low-level, the irony is a high-level language, aka low-level language, like God forbid C and certainly not Rust and stuff, everything would be like a magnitude more code. So because this is so expression-rich, right? Like if file and stuff, like otherwise you need to stat and whatnot, and all the stuff of by scripting. This stuff is so much more powerful and easier. So we want to do two things. First of all, we want to recognize whether some patch failed. So for that, we best take some package. Which one recently was that? There was glib, I think glib networking. I think what we need some reproducible test set first. I think Linux kernel. Okay, that is just our stuff here. This was GNOME glib networking, and I noticed because we auto-update, we auto-commit some packages even if they don't build, like GNOME and KDE, because they have too many dependencies. Should build, but sometimes not in dependencies, and basically don't care too much. But this no test thing didn't apply, so we should improve that first to prevent that in the future. That data doesn't, MSVN up, data doesn't commit stuff that obviously doesn't build. And so how do we best test that? Let's see, we somehow need, so this is, okay, this is actually, we can simply call that for test build. We want, also theoretically, it doesn't matter, glib working, which version is that? Glib networking, probably that one. Oh, I copied too much. So that should not build, and I use this, so yeah, before you start, always find some reproducible test case. So yeah, that is expected. So basically we need to improve this code vastly, probably also like adding a proper function to build this. The usual stuff, right? First you proof of concept, linearly open code that, and then because now we need to, but initially we only built this once, now we might test build this multiple times. Did this already say test failed? What did it do there? So yeah, to delete patches. That is not classify build errors. Look, why did it not? So maybe this from last night did not yet work. Let's see what happens there. By the way, is this a version of VI that we can or cannot run with? Or maybe we can run with it. Okay, somehow that didn't. Why did this not? This is failed pet. This is a typo. This is the only drawback of duck typing patches. It's of course, this would have been a compiler or even in C, but that's what we're here for, testing, more testing. And then, so basically why we do this, because, yeah, so patch failed. We need to do two things. So first thing is, so basically we need to restructure this linear one-shot code to loop over failed patches, because we want to potentially auto-delete those if they are prefixed with hotfix. And for that, we need the file name. Patch failed. This is not we wanted. Apply patch. Why does this not? This was actually meant to be apply patch. So the crazy stuff is I didn't even prefer this English wording there, but we can't change that. Well, I wonder if this is written in some POSIX standard, how the patch command should output that. Networking. Applying. Wait a second. Why? Wait. I'm pretty sure on my other. That is. Or did we change? Maybe. Okay. Maybe this was our code. Maybe I changed this already. Interesting. Okay, I take this back then, because it was like apply patch something. Okay, fine. We need to change that. So much to. Wait a second. What was this? Hope the spelling was correct. Is it? Is it correct spelling? Not that we work here with. set ground present participle plain. Good. And because we need to extract the file name, we probably could like file equals, we only need to, it's also a little bit tricky. Because we need to remove new line and let's see if failed patches. Oh, wait a second. This is only if it's failed patch. Actually, it's only one. It stops at the first. Actually, we could also name this. Wait a second. Failed. Yeah. Okay. Leave it at that. Failed patch. Let's see if how would this work in shell. Would it probably, because it's sometimes tricky with escape new lines. Either remove all. So we could try. This maybe. Let's see what happens. And we also need, so it includes some prefix that might be implementation defined. So file, let's also remove, was it that hopefully? Let's see what we get. Because we want to do two things in this loop potentially, or in this function. If this is a hotfix patch, try deleting that. It becomes even additionally tricky. We need to restore the state, meaning we need to svn revert that. Failed. No, we messed something more up. Failed. Oh, wait a second. Don't tell me what happened now. Did it subversion revert? Oh no. Applying, what did we break now? Applying. Failed patch. Failed patch. Oh, here's also, that is why. Always doing stuff half. Did it, somehow, I have the feeling there is still, so by the way, could this, do we need this here? Quotes, potentially, maybe? Oops. Yeah, maybe I should concentrate a little bit, nothing more like boring shell editing. I want to get this working as soon as possible to really save more of my time. Why did I rename this variable? Why does this not grab something log file? Why? It's a little bit bizarre. This worked a second ago. Yeah, lesson learned. Don't rename stuff while. Maybe, wait a second, applying, patching file, failed. Pro tip, don't try again and again. Do that once. Let's see, what do we get here? Build reference. Actually, usually, okay, this really, why does this not grab anything anymore? What did I think I probably over deleted this. That is why. when you think you get insane because it was working some minutes ago and then some tiny little escape there. So let's see if our file stuff, okay, so this works, no test patch, this new line removal there. So what this code does is first remove like also best comments, like extract patch name. And so what we need to do now is if it's patches, so it's a little bit convoluted here due to the nature of rapid prototyping that we probably want to test the build. Oh, where's our build even? Cache, where here we built this already. Interesting. Because we need to rebuild that. We probably for now we could do with global variables to keep it simple, not to break even more stuff today. How do we name this? Like this maybe for today. I think we don't need that there. So build package. Wait a second, this is enough. So basically, so this is using some global variables and of package and stuff, basically mostly, actually nearly only package. So build package and then actually maybe, okay, let's just leave it there. So repository, so this is just some variables we need here for the error classification. And because if this is so here we check patches. So theoretically we could try to delete them here, right? So how do we do that? So basically, actually I'm inclined to move that. Actually, you know what? Let's log file we need more often. Let's okay, cache, wait a second, so cache file that is static. Actually we could and maybe should move all this stuff before that. So package, cache file. And then the log file, because this log file is then empty if this is an error. So actually, what? Yeah, actually does that. Actually, that is tricky. We need to. What do we do? Because it log file found shared files. What does it do? Ah, right. Okay, this is only in error if it's an error. Okay. Anyway, we probably want to update this variable in case we build it multiple times. So let's move that into this build function. And we probably also should, I mean, so the crazy stuff is very theoretically, I would want like in an ideal world, in super professional software development, I would want to have a test case for all of it, so very theoretically, But it's like time and money, right? If we make it any better, nobody really could soon not afford it anymore. So let's start easy. Let's try if this still works. And very theoretically, we could try if and build without error still works. But so that failed. Patch failed. No test patch. Applying this stuff. Failed diff. Because what we next want to do is not try to commit this. So currently this code would still try to commit this. So the first thing would be if GNOME and stuff. Okay, so what here is if error. If we still have an error and you know what? This is also a little bit imprecise because we could probably potentially have a shared could have shared files with other packages and maybe to do check before. So basically here we need to check, because we have here this if it's GNOME and stuff then or whatever, but basically not if a patch fails. So that would be, let's check for patch fail, because that is what, darn, shit. That is what the code did, how I noticed that. Recently updated that, and that of course was not ideal. So basically failed patch. The only thing is we would need to loop over that. Maybe we also even move that here too to automatically update that. Failed patch, yada yada. The only thing is we need to do this only because we might not have the arrow file here. So how do we, maybe we do, how do we check for that error 0? The only thing is probably something like that. So if there wasn't an error, then clear that, otherwise set it to that. That probably should work, hopefully. Famous last words. And then if failed patch, what style did we use in this file for? Basically that. So if failed patch, or if that is empty, maybe actually for readability, because it's 3 statements. So, that should be the first thing. Failed patch. Let's maybe failed patch. Double check that. That way. So let's see what happens. Okay, so that apparently worked. Failed patch, sent old-fashioned email, error email. We should double check with, let's maybe update that. And build this again. That should build now. And although it's not really an update, just for the test case of what it doesn't build because no, can't make the stuff up. Oh, come on. Then let's use another package that potentially like ADK maybe, or what is it though? No, doesn't matter. So this stuff was already potentially updated just to have a test case. What? Oh, oops, shit. We could check with fresh code or so if there is anything else interesting that we could. Oh, Firefox. Although Firefox we do manually. Although, I mean, there's probably nothing. Yeah, all right. I think data, we should also, yeah, so much stuff to do. We probably need to, implement either, or did we do that? I think we did implement, did we not implement subdirectory scanning? But maybe not if it's another. So anyway, so yeah, that works. Amazing. I think I had that here. Test, build that. Let's commit this. Not that we miss this. Actually, we could remove some auto delete stuff, not commit failed patches. We have done that. So that is some new build function, some shuffled code. It's probably mostly, hopefully, fine. Test build to not commit. That's the best without typo. Improved commit. How do we call that? Because it's like, how do we phrase that? Like YOLO packages or untested package updates with failing patches. I think it's good enough wording. And then, all right. I guess, so the sad thing is, I think this live streams would be, I mean, the crazy thing is I thought not too boring and some people even want to watch it, although right now not too many people tune in, probably too many wars, too many other things. Certainly where I probably, the problem is I'm not even in the office these days. That is a crazy thing. I think, oh wait a second, this is even 9.8. Crazy stuff. We did we even test build this? Maybe we should actually freaking test build this. I have the impression, I have the feeling that this channel would be even more successful if we would have better. Oh, this also needs a whole reboot now. If we even have better documentation. Someone asked why to use SVN instead of Git because used to it or don't have advantages. I mean, it's easier to use. We have a Git mirror. I actually should Git mirror that. I answered this a couple of times. Before even the Linux kernel used version control, we were an early adopter 20 freaking years ago when Subversion was 0.19 or so. Maybe at that time, one of the biggest projects using Subversion. It works well, it's easy to use, it's much easier. We have a Git mirror now. Where did I had maybe like Where did I git mirror that? I moved that recently. Okay, I'll do this later, not the most important. But yeah, basically also Git is super complex to use. I, of course, can use Git, but each time basically previous videos, I can't always repeat the stuff, but Git doesn't really have many advantages. Some of my subversion is not only easier, but for some of my workflows of historic, like this 4,000 packages, Linux distribution, it even has advantages of easier selectively reverting some revisions, like manually for testing. And yeah, basically the harder usability doesn't justify using this primarily. But again, we have a Git mirror now on GitHub where we also host our issues, and I just need to, actually, maybe I should do this on the data, but anyway, but yeah, thanks for asking and welcome everyone. It's been a while. Yeah, thanks for asking. Got my fourth. I see you ask how we're doing. I understand the English stuff is just like, yeah, doing fine and stuff, and it's like, how are you doing? It's like a greeting, but as you asked already, got my fourth freaking COVID shot today. Yay! Huge fans of science and vaccination. So after AstraZeneca, I've now 3 times BioNTech. So far so good, as this freaking pandemic is also still not over. So yeah, that is that. Get freaking vaccinated because, man, is this pandemic spiking. Cheers. And with 3 times mRNA and stuff, I certainly don't care too much of getting this virus stuff, but the recurring subscribers know we have a toddler at home, and there are not yet licensed approved vaccines for those underaged. So that is why if you wonder why I freaking get so much vaccinated, then yeah, need to protect our little one, because he can't even talk to us yet much where it hurts if something hurts and stuff. So that is, yeah, but thanks for asking. Otherwise we're doing fine and improve our data stuff. So Firefox stuff, we want to continue with what do we do here? All right, there's all these 2 builds here. What do we even build here? Did we not, did I cancel that? Did I cancel that? Maybe not. Too many builds. Maybe I canceled this one. Not really sure what we did there. Or is it? Ah, right. Wait a second. This is a build because the RISC-V build actually errored out. Anyway, so yeah, Firefox update coming. But we wanted actually something. We digressed a little bit. We wanted something simple to test our code with. Is this KHDL, PowerShell, shortcut, Vim? So many. Do we have FreeCAD? Do we have that? Oops. Also, we have LibreSSL 343. Ah, wait, this we can't build. This is not our primary. Let's try that thing here. If we have that test build. So what we want to do next, wait a second. It's actually not helpful. What we actually want to do, what we want to do is implement deleting. Let's maybe first implement this. So we need 2 things. We want to implement auto deleting hotfixes, and we also need a test case for that, right? So we not only need to write the code for that. So the code for that would be, basically we could make this a while loop. While we have a failed patch. Was it while do? Done. So many program languages, but that probably was the syntax, wasn't it? Let's check on our own code. While do so shell looked. So basically, while we have delete patches, I'm not to do anymore. Working on that. So basically, if this matches hotfix, so if that, oops, we need matching here. Basically, if file matches hotfix, also it should not have spaces really, but probably. I mean, basically, best practice should always quote that for spaces, obviously, right? So that is why we did this excessive work the last weeks as a part-time job of renaming like hotfixes to hotfixes. Previously they were like glibc, GCC, like GCC3, GCC4, glibc, whatever, or hotfix, makefile and stuff. So basically everything, so the new naming convention in T2, Linux, if you're new to the stuff, right, obviously our just raw scripted Linux stuff. So if hotfix, then freaking delete that and try again. So that would be package this stuff and file name, file. And so the only things we need to actually revert that, do we have, let's see, so yeah, that, and then try again. We want to remove that here. It's like basically a debug printout anyway. And so if it's a hotfix, then delete and try again. So basically we move we do this build package again, our new function. This is why I factored that previously into a function, because we need to rebuild that. And so basically there could be multiple hotfixes, right? So we have this in a while loop to continue doing that until there are no hotfixes. I mean, at least, I mean, there could be another coincidence of, there could be a hotfix, or actually, I mean, there could be a hotfix and there might be other patches that also fail, and then there might be another hotfix. So it would stop at the first other non-applying patch, but that is fine. You know, it's otherwise not applying already, but that is life. Again, we should usually not have too many patches, but if we have, then that is it. And it doesn't matter too much. We should do some efforts. I mean, the crazy thing is, I wonder if it is possible to train a real, more general artificial intelligence neural network to actually like non-scripted but learned real data, like work on this stuff. But yeah, that is certainly much other magnitude of rocket science to work on. So build package, so the only thing is, so we need to break out here. So we don't want an infinite loop right now. This would infinite loop because we don't have breaking out here. Was it break maybe? So we want to break this loop. And so the only thing, if it's not a hotfix, and the only thing is, maybe for now we leave that here. The only other recommendation is from my more serious C, C++ and Rust and stuff. What I usually do is, because often the non-error, like often the real logic control flow case is much longer, and then I actually prefer to handle error stuff early, because otherwise it's too far below to follow it nicely. So I mean, we could immediately do that here, so that would be like that. But that is only more important if it's really longer code. So remove that. That probably should work. And do we have some SVN revert here? Okay, so we revert. So we probably want to change that here. I think it should update all the error, right? It updates the error. The error is here in the, not the best practice, but it's shell scripting, right? Error is global here, log file, and failed patches is global there. Because now we could potentially deleted patches, we want something like devs. Well, maybe we make this first. Devs infinity should be, let's copy and paste that. That is reverting, reverting all the deleted patches of package. Networking. Okay, that looks like it would work. So we only need to test that. Let's maybe try, which was, let's I mean, we would need to test multiple cases again. Maybe I should not have test. Hello. Test build. Did this build? Don't remember. Theoretically, yeah, this is how a test case comes in here. It's a little bit difficult to build test cases for this due to the nature of the complex surrounding metadata, repository, and test building stuff. But ideally, we actually should do that. Okay, that would have committed that. That is probably all it should take. Now I only need to, as recurring theme, I need to rush to the family here. 40 minutes. I guess that was 40 minutes already. Cheers. I now only need to find a package that has a to be deleted hotfix that has an update. So I could just leave it running and hope for the best, but I think I recently had a package like that. It's a little bit tricky to find now. A package that has an update and has an hotfix. But that is all the surrounding stuff. People always think, yeah, just some 5-liner, but the surrounding, the recurring theme, right? The recurring shout out. The surrounding work of management work is often underestimated. Working on issue management, on emails, of assigning work, working out issues, making a plan. Often code is only a fraction of like 20% code and 80% rounding test. I mean, and that is also the stuff of often documentation tests, right? Why it is undervalued often because it's just so much surrounding work that people don't see. I think maybe the easiest is actually to go through the subversion history and see if I can find what I recently. You know what? I know one, but I need to. Only thing is that would be ISOFS or something. Unicode, goodness. Oh, come on. One day I need to disable this Unicode stuff globally. This is so freaking annoying. Who needs non-breaking spaces on a freaking terminal? So yeah, so that's, this wasn't hotfix. But you know what, let's, for test MIPS, hotfix MIPS patch, just to see if it would auto delete. So this is just artificial. This will of course not commit. I only want to test this code path, whether it would try to delete that. So that would be test build, and then I test build this fun stuff for that. Let's see what happens. So that should fail, and then it should delete the patch. And it rebuilt that, deleted. This even freaking deleted that. It worked. Hotfix, deleted hotfix MIPS patch. And I cannot access error. Is this actually? What does it do now? Cannot. Maybe it is, and that is why we test this, right? I have the feeling that might be like here, or where would it be? Log file. It could be something as stupid as this grep. Maybe we should run this with. Where would that be? Why failed patches? So that is updated. Maybe the easiest thing. Why a failed patch would be set X here and try that again. Yeah, and that is why we test this, right? Otherwise we would run this nightly and then this would stop. I really need to go on really soon. Darn. We need, so this was already deleted. This was, we didn't test this, right? But as you see, testing is everything, right? Or not? I mean, testing is really, I wouldn't say, actually, I take this back. Testing is of course not everything, but testing is easily half of, I mean, in all, kind of half of the work, but this is surrounding management, I mean, of the actual work, right? Grep, okay, so it's grabbing this, I guess that's, so why does it? Failed patch. Okay, this is actually there. It's kind of unexpected though, but maybe this comes from using the shortcut stuff. Does this not? So somehow this does failed patch. Does that equal 0 and that, or that is a little bit funny. Does why does that? Maybe I shouldn't use. I think it was hanging there, doesn't it? Cannot ls error. Oh, wait a second. Ls what? Where? What? Where did we hang? Grep shared build error. Oh wait, no, this is not here. What? Right, this is, okay, I see where we are. This is actually working as expected. This is because we are in this error case here, actually. Here, that is the issue. Okay, it's not as easy. I need to restructure that a little bit more. Maiko asks, what is the goal here? The goal is to automate my boring job away of updating open source packages here of our Linux distribution. So for 20 years I sit every day and update stuff, and we last year wrote a AI, artificial intelligence, our data bot, of nightly scraping the internet for updates and test building and committing them. Amazing stuff. And we only have the issue that we have patches and sometimes hot fixes of building stuff like libxslt today and similar stuff. So now we want to further automate this for our AI bot to delete patches if these hot fixes do not apply anymore, and we can auto delete them. We're nearly there. We only need to actually rework that even more. So basically, what we need to do is, I would say we need to, so I need to further restructure that, but I need to run now, to have a while loop over this whole stuff. So while error do this stuff, so including, because the issue is we had here if build error, or like if not build error, then continue there. So basically the issue is now that we are in the error path, which we shouldn't be anymore because it actually built. So what we need to do is basically restructure the whole stuff to a while loop. I will do that later tonight. So basically while here, or maybe even repeat. Does repeat? What was the? Must be some until loop, or maybe do until. Maybe it was do until. Until do then what? Until what? Don't tell me. Until get pull do what? Nah. Anyway, you get the idea. So basically repeats this here while this stuff. Basically, yeah, builds this once and move that. So basically we had here probably, did we had here if or so, if. So basically not the loop here, but only once if failed patches, hotfix break, something of that sort. And basically, try again. Yeah, something of that sort. That's it for this video because I have to run. Maybe someone has an idea how to do that. Never think to do things like that. Yeah, so I'm also leaving the comments. I still wonder if other Linux distributions automated stuff like that, or if we are our tiny little T2 Linux distribution, we are the only people do such crazy stuff. But basically, I did the data bot last year. It's a tremendous success. I wanted to do it for 15 years. I should have done it 15 years earlier. This is why I now rush to improve it even further, because I want even more free time for more useful things. I really want to leave in the comments below. Do other Linux distributions fully automate this stuff like this, or is our tiny little Linux distribution the only one to automate our boring open source packaging job away like that? That's it for the video. We are maybe mostly there, mostly just a little bit looping and testing. I will do this tonight on the couch and stuff. And then tomorrow we continue with more interesting stuff. Hope you learned something and like that as usual. Catch you next time.